All right, it's 2 after. I'll start. First of all, thank you everybody for joining. I reached out to all the conferences that I possibly could, and I just saw Eric McGill, and I'm like, man, I forgot the ACC. And they're in my backyard, so I apologize. I'll get hold of Jimmy Chung here after. But I wanted to let everybody know, for those of you who did not join last week or 2 weeks ago, excuse me, this is going to be a reoccurring event every 2 weeks. This is the last one for this year, and we'll start back up in January. If you go to the MSWOA website, you'll see all the dates listed. That's what I'm committed to. But I wanted to explain that this evolved a little bit in talking with Tim and seeing that we all have a test at the beginning of the season. And I also think that Ryan Hagan, not that I think, I know Ryan Hagan used to do some of this, I think at the beginning of the season, and then going right into the season as well. But I also thought that we weren't doing it throughout the season. So I thought I'd benchmark off of those two ideas and have it every 2 weeks. Last week, we had a great turnout. It came out better than I expected. But I wanted to go through this with you so that you know what to expect. It's going to be a 5-question quiz. 4 of these questions have happened on the mat already, and some people have gotten it right, some people have gotten it incorrect. And so I'm going to enable a quiz, which everybody's going to take. Last time it took everybody about 8 minutes to complete. At the end of the 5th question, you're going to have a little tab that says submit, and you're going to submit. And so right now we have 61 people. It'll continuously tell me how many people have already submitted, and I kind of know when to stop the test. Not everybody's going to take the test, possibly. Like, for example, I'm not going to take the test. So at some point I'll say, hey, you got 30 seconds to answer. There is no time limit, but again, based on the number of responses or submissions I get, I'll give everybody that notice. I want everybody to know that the purpose of this is not to look in the book. We all know that we're on the map. The only hope that we have is ourselves or a second official if one is available. So try as much as you can. It's an honor system. It's only for you to know that you got it right or you got it wrong. I'm not going to know. The guy next to you is not going to know. Only you're going to know. How? Because once I end the quiz, I'll show your answers, and your answers will show up on your phone or on your computer. I do want to caution you though. I think the last time we did this, we had issues with people on the Mac, and I think Craig is on here. He has a solution for that. Also, if you're, I think, on Chromebooks. I'm sorry. Thank you. And I think the last time we may or may not have had some issues with people that were trying to sign in through a phone that did not have going through the app. So if you have those issues, just holler. Maybe we can help you. To be honest, I don't remember what the resolution was last time for the phone, but maybe someone does. I think Aaron may have. After you see your results, you see your individual results. You'll identify, which ones you got wrong, which ones you got right, and then I will share with everybody the answers so that we can go through them, and we'll go through them one at a time. I want you to know that this has been vetted through Tim and Matt Sorczynski. We all met yesterday. We went through the questions and had those answers validated through Tim. Tim is not going to be here. He has another meeting scheduled right now that he couldn't get out of. So maybe next time. Okay, does anybody have any questions as I start this this little quiz? With that silence, I will start the quiz. We've just had our first submission. Hey, Craig, do you know what the resolution was for somebody with a Chromebook?
So, according to Scott Bricker, it may not have worked, but my understanding is that you may need to enable pop-ups on Chromebooks. But unfortunately, that advice wasn't able to remedy Scott's issue last week.
Nothing's able to remedy Scott's issues. Okay, 50% have submitted. Okay, 75% have submitted. 90% have submitted. We got 5 more people. It is the 6-minute mark. I'm gonna give it about another 30 seconds because it's stopped at the number of submissions. All right, we got 5 more seconds, and I will end the poll here shortly. Nothing has changed, and here we go. Okay. So as I indicated before, I am going to show you all of your results. You will see them in your mobile devices or your computers. You see them all right now? I'm going to click a button here and show you all your answers. Again, I want to assure you that this is private. I don't even know how to go figure out who knows who's got what, and I don't even want to. It's supposed to be for your own education and know what you got wrong or what you got right. I'll leave this up for another 60 seconds. That way, those that want to check. Eric McGill, I did. Craig. All right, here we go. I'll stop sharing. And now we can go through this. I gotta download the results. Okay, here we go. Let me share my screen. Okay. Everybody see my screen? Give me a thumbs up or not. All right, fantastic. Wrestler A, who is in the defensive position, grabs offensive wrestler B's lower leg. Immediately after this action, wrestler B also drops down to a lower leg on wrestler A. What do the rules say the referee should do in this situation? The answer is call wrestler B for stalling. Yes, no, no.
Is that a question or is that a statement?
No. It's
No.
It was a question. It's allow wrestling to continue. So that is an article on the on the case book, it's page 27, and in your rule book, it's page 57. Okay, so 46 out of 54 got it right. I'm glad no one chose call wrestler B for stalling.
Well, if you're sharing your screen, we're not seeing it.
You're not seeing it? I'm sorry. Can you see it?
Yeah. Now you're good.
Okay, sorry, thank you. All right, anybody got any questions on that? There's about 8 people who chose it incorrectly, so if I will, if basically the defensive wrestler grabs the leg first, the offensive wrestler is allowed to defend himself in this situation. Now, you may ask yourself what to do afterwards. It all depends if the defensive wrestler lets go of that leg, right? So I like this discussion because you have to use your verbal commands. And that verbal command would be to improve, because he's just come out of a situation where he had to defend himself.
Hey, Philip, can you mute?
Yeah,
Philip, please mute
I'm
your
trying. I'm
mic,
gonna
please.
do that. Yep. Somebody's got chips going on.
Angel, is there a mechanic that we should use or that's recommended to like point or somehow indicate that A went first? Because everybody's going to be screaming, that's a count, that's a count. Is there a mechanic that's recommended?
Angel, you muted yourself.
I don't have one, and there isn't one that's listed on. It's a good question. I've thought about that myself, but you just got to use your, your knowledge just tells you that it doesn't, right? I know that everybody else wants the count, but everybody wants a count, even if you touch, somebody's head. So they want everything they want, but you just got to be able to. I guess at this point, just hold what you have and make that call without a signal. Okay. Any more questions on number 1? No.
So reversing that, if wrestler B drops down and you start a 5 count, and then wrestler A says gets in the same position, drops down and grabs his leg, you stay on the 5 count?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Because he dropped down first. He has a he has, just like the back out rule, he's got 3 decisions to make in my mind. Hold so that he doesn't get reversed and get the stall call, and that's the best case scenario for him in terms of penalties. Let it go and try and fight to regain control, or let it go and let him have the reversal or escape.
Now, if he drops down that leg and hinders him from coming up, do you still continue that? Because if he's hindered, right, you do not have that 5 count.
So going back to your original question, if the offensive wrestler initiates the action first, it doesn't matter if he the defensive wrestler hinders the offensive wrestler. The offensive wrestler went down first. Now, if in the event that someone goes for a takedown and secures a takedown and is held at a crackdown type position, then you do not count.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Any other questions on that? Good questions. Okay, number 2. From the neutral position, wrestler A attempts a takedown, but not before wrestler B defends the shot with a straight head scissor. With no chance of injury occurring during the attempt, what are the proper mechanics? So the answer is D, show the illegal hold signal and allow wrestling to continue, stop the match after the takedown is secured, and award 1 and 2. And then you start from a referee's position with A on top.
Angel, you need to scroll down so we can see the next question. or
Sorry.
scroll up. Either way.
You can't see it?
All I see is the top part.
Second.
There it goes. Thank you.
Yes. So 78% did in fact choose a D. And we had 20% indicate that you allow wrestling to continue. Now, the discussion that Tim had with Matt and I yesterday was that he is trying to get this to be done so that there is no stoppage, because imagine this, that the person that just secured a takedown after having an infraction committed upon him now gives the bottom guy a restart. So the answer is you have to stop it with illegal holds. And I think it's on the first page of illegal holds when to stop a match and when to not stop a match. It's on the I think it's on the very first page of infractions. Yes, page 51.
Angel, real quick,
Yes.
if it goes immediately to near fall criteria, though, we're going to let it continue, correct?
So yeah, correct, yes, if the takedown is somewhere where you're going to go straight down to near fall criteria, of course. If you have a takedown then near fall, unfortunately, that is not the answer. Question number 3. So question number 3, we got a stalling, locked hands, figure 4 around the body, and a full Nelson, which is an illegal hold. And again, we got a stalling, a technical violation, an illegal hold, another illegal hold, stalling. All right. Number 4. So this did happen in a match. It is between the second and third period, and the wrestler A has choice. Wrestler A has choice, and B requests non-bleeding timeout. What's the call? The call is B is called for stalling. Right. This was when this rule first came out. I remember the first year that was a stall call. I'm sorry, that was the call to take injury time out between the second and third, because there was no penalty to that wrestler. So the loophole was closed by calling that person for a stall. And that rule can be found on page 61, 6.1.18. In the event that wrestler A has choice in the third period, and wrestler B chooses injury timeout after this between the first and second, then that person gets both choices on the second and third.
Yeah, that's just between the first and second period.
Yes, sir. Okay. Breaking ties. I had a discussion with an official. I thought this was pretty cool to write down, only because I was just thinking how many of us actually bring a rule book or a phone to the mat. Many of us probably bring a phone, but if you're at a duel and you don't have either, you'd probably be having to run to the locker room to go get your phone or book. And the answer is the total match points scored only from decisions. So number 1 is greater victories. Number 2 is 6-point decisions, basically. And number 3, it usually goes to number 3. And that can be found on page 32.
An Angel, a good thing to have is just like that little card that we used to have with penalties and so forth. If you got a little card that, where if you want to print those out on to have in your jacket or something, just in case, could be helpful.
Yeah. Hey, good thought. So you can just slip it in your pocket. Okay. Anybody got any other questions? It's about 42 minutes after. That's what happened last time as well.
Not a question, Angel.
Yeah.
Not a question, but a comment that I've been talking to you about recently and with Timmy and Gary Kessel and Manzi, and you don't have to do it tonight, but you did an exceptional job with that Starace Kemmerer match last year. And I can guarantee you that there'll be more officials that are as confused on what you did that night, which was correct, than that stalling chart question we had today.
Well,
where the offensive guy who was in control was on, which was Starace, was on both his knees, but Kemmerer was squarely on his feet. And you did the drop down count, which was correct. And then a lot of guys are confused that I've talked to when you ask them, can you call and stop the match for stalling? Can you stop the riding time clock with the defensive guy on his feet? You did a stellar job that night with 19,000 people screaming, with both coaches that look so confused with bricks in their hands. You may want to bring that up to Barbie to put that out there on what the sequence should really be, because that can happen to somebody, and it happened quick, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
well, I'll give you the $5 later for saying that. But yeah, listen, I will look at that match again, and this is recorded, so I'll go back and listen to what you said, and maybe I'll go ahead and ask, what's his name?
You told me
Barbie.
it was more than $5, Angel.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well, hey, Brian, since you elected to be my secretary, can you send that to Brian as well, Chuck as well?
Well, you gotta send me the exact situation.
Brian and Chuck already got it. I'll resend it, but it was.
Resend it, yeah, resend it to me.
I will. It was an excellent situation that a lot of guys are not sure if you can stop the riding time clock and if you can stop the match for stalling, with the defensive wrestler who was Kemmerer that night squarely on his feet. It even took Tim a couple of weeks to decide what the ruling was going to be. And I said, the guys in the booth don't have that much time at Nationals to make that decision. So it's a really interesting situation.
Great. Thank you. Anybody, any other questions? Let me look at the chat. Somebody, can you send clip to everyone? From Sean Petty. I'm not that quick, Sean. I'm not that quick. Nima / Zima is the man for that stuff. All right, guys, I think we're done, unless anybody has a question. No?
Good meeting.
Yeah, all of you. Again, I think we're back on January 13th, I think it is. So a month from today, I believe, somewhere around there. All right.
Good.
Wonderful.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for all the participation
you.
and all the
Happy holidays,
questions.
everyone.
Yeah, happy holidays. Eat some rice and beans. If you can't, ask Boat Fitness. He'll get you some. Later, guys. Appreciate you guys all.
Thanks, Angel.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Angel. See you guys.
Night.
Be in this.